It's Monday. 53076. This trailer here is a little dirty. Had to clean up the rims and tires, of course. But it's Monday. It's probably about 36 degrees out. These rims look pretty good now. Even the mud flaps had to wipe down. But normally when I go to McDonald's, they have a seal. It's about 5,000 pounds is all they get. So I gotta strap that down so it doesn't slide too much. Alright, bring some straps in. Alright, it's all done. I actually used 3 straps. I've always had problems with these sliding to the right or left, these heavy ones. So with the front against the bulkhead, that'll keep that straight. And then I did one on top, and that prevents that from sliding right and left. And that means that this is butted in and that won't slide. And then the back, I push this against so it's tight against the bulkhead all the way up. And I did it a long ways, or I didn't do it here, I did it over here so it won't shift right and left. So once the center's stable, that should keep the front from sliding around, because they're pretty light and the floor is pretty slippery. And this one, it's too low to really put straps on the top to hug it. And usually this is on the product, but I only got 3 pallets here. It's only 5,000 pounds. So I went ahead and put it on the end, and I went way off on the about middle of this long pallet so it won't shift right or left. Tightened it real good where it's square on the pallet. So that's actually 2 straps pushing the first one all the way to the bulkhead, making sure that's tight. And that way when I get over to Ohio, looks like it's Springfield, Ohio. And then I'll go ahead and open these doors and see what it looks like. But normally it's got a seal. I'm surprised. But this is good. It's about an 8-hour drive to Ohio. It's right by Dayton and Springfield. And I have to go through Milwaukee and Chicago and Indianapolis. And then go ahead and stay on 70 past Dayton, and next city is Springfield. Hope I drive right on the property. It's always going to be a problem, but all I have to do is get locks and pins. Yep, the top didn't shut. There you go. Alright. What I have to do is get locks and pins and get out of here. Looks good. These tires look brand new again. Got some ice on here I couldn't get out, but that should melt. Let's scoop that out. It's a good trailer. I just cheat, just do the tires, the rims, and the mud flaps and the emblems, wipe them down. And away I go. Looking good in the fall. And tomorrow's going to be Halloween, so I got my costume on. It's all about being a trucker. My trucker costume. Alright, let's clean my mess up and away I go. Alright, lock and pins all done. Looking good. Alright, now I can hit the road. Get there at night. Hoping that I can park right on the property if they have the restaurant closed, the McDonald's. And the drive-thru will probably be open, but we'll see. It's always a different story every time you go to these places. I'm in Springfield. Yeah, Springfield, Ohio. I found a parking spot on the side of the road here. This is McDonald's. The drive-thru's open, so it's the same as North Carolina situation. But I know it's going to get busy in the day. It's It's midnight right now. But I figure I park right here and they can come out and pick up the 3 pallets here. But I think that this is a good spot right here. You know, let's see if they have a forklift and they'll just pull it all out. But it'll be really busy. But I angled it this way because when I'm done I can pull right out, because if I go in it's all residential, it's not for trucks. So you can see I went to the intersection and took a left and backed up and then parked over here. But I don't want any cars to be parked behind me, so I parked close enough. And I'm hoping they have equipment here to pull that out. I have to be here at 8 in the morning, so I'm good. But the drive-thru's open, but not the restaurant, so same situation. Oh, look at that. That's what I need right there. Yep, I got another one in these. That should reach it. Alright. Looks like I'm good right here. Just got done talking to them. They said it's cool. The main thing is parking on this side of the street. So this should be alright for delivery. But he said semis come right down this alley, but it's pretty small and these power lines are just way too close. I don't know what he was talking about. The semis come right down this alley. But I think it's just better right here. Alright, well, this is my Monday. It was alright, didn't go through any rain. Tires still look pretty good. That's the way it should look. You always want to represent the company real well. The farther you leave the yard, the more they look at this and they think of the company is like this, well taken care of. It's a good truck. Glad to see it's doing good. But in wintertime, you'll see how it's a different story. But there's always more to show you guys, so keep in touch when it comes to what we're going to do next Tuesday. Let's see what the back call is going to be. Oh, it's morning here. Springfield, Ohio. You can see I took all the straps off and it looks like it was straight. He pulled one out already. But this is how I do it. You can see how I hook it up. Put it on this pallet. Many of them like this one and the last one I went to in Arkansas, they didn't have chains or anything. So you have to bring these are my big straps here. These are much bigger, stronger. But you usually have one of these. These are actually for flatbeds. But you always purchase one because you need one to pull cars out of the ditch or semis or anything. These straps really hold out pretty good. But these are the normal straps you get for the dry van side clips. And refrigerated, I have them for both. I like straps better than load locks. It's just easier, but the way it pulls the walls in, you start thinking twice about it. As long as you have these rails. The nice ones, like the refrigerator, they go horizontal, not vertical. You actually have 2 horizontal ones. And I actually got hooks that hook on the ends. So you can hook on the pallets and put them on sideways and stuff. They sell that at Petro, those hooks for the straps. Those are really nice. Alright, sounds like he's coming. It's taking a while. Oh, there he is. We'll see how good this will be. Alright, rig this one. Got these cables all double strapped. Looking good. Just drag it to the end. That's what you have to do. Just put all the straps together. It's looking really good. Alright, looking real good. Delivered on the side, no loading dock. I'm empty now. Same situation. That guy lost the paperwork and up in his vehicle when I gave it to him when he drove by. But everything's done now. I just got done blowing all this out. Looks like we're good to go. Springfield, we'll see what they got for me. They're working on it right now. So let's see how it works out. Right. But I'm pretty well done now. I'm waiting about 10 more minutes and then I get my 10 hours. So it works out pretty good. Alright, we'll see if it rains today. I don't think so. Just south of me right now, so we should be good to go. So let's see what backhaul we got. Alright, I'm in Columbus, Wisconsin. Pretty muddy place here. This is for mulch. How they make mulch. I gotta figure out where I have to be here. Get a little backwards here. Oh well, we'll see what's up. Alright, I'm loading now. They're pretty quick here. I gotta take this over by Champaign, Illinois, just south of that. Don't look too heavy. It's black mulch. Alright. Get out of here, but this is a mud pit here. That's how deep the mud is. Got up all the way up to here. Especially the front tires. Yeah. That's pretty thick mud I went into. Big mud pit. Oh well. Yeah, well. It's all about winter will be worse. Alright, I'm loaded now. We'll see what it looks like. Should have enough air. Alright, all the way in the back. Alright, I'll strap this down. Alright, that looks like it's all the way up. It's the best I can do, so let's see if that's gonna work out. Heavy in the back. It's all about sliding the axles back up. Get out of this mud pit here. I'm just south of Champaign, Illinois. It's about 6 o'clock at night. They close here at 5. We'll be open at 8 in the morning. Looks like it's like a hardware store or something here. I'm gonna figure out where to park here. But they got the garden stuffs over here, and I got that. The garden stuff. The other side is all automotive stuff. It's Holmes Hardware. But I got that mulch. So if I swing this over more, hug this trailer here, I'm thinking I'll be unloading in one of these two doors. So I'll just swing it right and back right in. If not, I'll go back on the road and go in the parking lot right where the mulch is. But I got a whole load, so I'm thinking they bring it right here, these two big doors. So looks like this will probably be it. Lanes, enter with paid receipt. So you can see there's something to do with this, so I'm just gonna park right here. I don't want to block their entrance, but I can easily go back out and come in where they want me to. So I'll swing it over a little bit more so I'm not blocking any kind of traffic right next to this trailer. That's it. And then I sleep. It'll be about 14 hours waiting here. After I'm empty, I gotta go to Crafts in Champaign and pick up a loaded trailer and drop this one off. A little bit of mud on these tires. Yeah, you can see those mud pits over there at the mulch place. It's a mess. Last time I went to a mulch place was in Iowa. Same thing. They bring in the wood and they just grind it all up and make mulch and put in bags. But that should do it. The little town here. You blink, you miss it. It's about, I'd say, 12 miles south of Champaign on 57. Right next to the Love's truck stop. Alright, hope everybody has a good Halloween. Hope nobody knocks on my door and wants candy. Or at least I got my trucker's costume on. You have a nice evening. Well, I'm inside this building. It's good to have a light at the end. Once you go in the building, it gets pretty dark. Now you put your flashlights out so you can see where the dock's at. It's probably about 30 degrees out. I hear it was snowing really good in Milwaukee, so we'll see what it looks like when I go up there. You can see where I'm at. I'm about 2 blocks away from that hardware store. And they put all their stuff here, I guess. That's where my truck's at. It's nice to have a loading dock for all this. It looks like a grain mill here. Nice and quiet. But it's 7:30 in the morning. I gotta go to Crafts. It's about 20 miles away up in Champaign. And then I'll go ahead and drop this trailer off and pick up a loaded one and take it over to Liquid Waste in Watertown. We'll see what it looks like there. But the way everything looks, the storm's already gone, so I should be good. Good to go. Just gotta bundle up. It's November 1st, so I hope everybody survived the Halloween season. Now it's all about Thanksgiving and Christmas, so that's the only thing. And then of course New Year's, and then cabin fever. Hurry up and wait. Alright, I'm at Crafts Heinz plant in Champaign, Illinois. Looks like we can say goodbye to trailer 53076. Now we got 53082. Gotta take this over to Watertown. It's like they're just picking up an empty, dropping off an empty and picking up a loaded one. No, we'll take it to the waste management. Looks like a good day. We'll see how bad the snow is up there in the Wisconsin area. Alright, back at the yard. That liquid waste management, they closed at 3 o'clock and I got there at 3:05, so I got to drop this trailer off. So that's it for 53082. Have to put blocks here because the other side was way off. The trailer would be leaning really bad. But that's it for this trailer. This lot is a little full. Alright, it looks good. It didn't have a strap, so I'm missing one strap now. That's it for the clean rims. It's too bad. We already know what's gonna happen. I guess it's snowing pretty good over here, but it melted. I see a lot of cars with about 1 inch or 2 of snow on it. But I got here pretty good where everything's melting. That's a nice trailer, huh? I don't think that driver's working here no more. That's how quit your job. You decide that's it. Huh. But everyone's got a story. It's never their fault. But oh well. It's a risky job. 10 truckers die every day when it comes to this business. It never hits the news. Alright, I gotta pick up this trailer. 53075. This one here I gotta take to Oskaloosa, Iowa. Got that Oskaloosa Engineering. It's about 5.5 hour drive. I had to wait an hour for my sleeper berth. But the trailer came in. Looks like my rims are still clean. Didn't really go through too much. That's good. Usually they sit somewhere, so when it was clean, because I remember pulling this one, clean the rims and dress the tires, so it probably went through some stuff, but it looks like the guy really took care of it. Tires need to be dressed, but it's just all about getting out of here, because it was snowing here. Once I get on the road, then it's all dry. We got some splash marks here. Just have to do a quick wipe down. But that's it. I gotta go over there, and they open about 8 in the morning. I'm gonna drop this load off. over there. It looks like it's a half a load, so I slid the axles all the way up. But there's some evidence of snow. Yay! It's beginning to look like Christmas. Well, it looks like it did snow here. It's probably about 35 degrees outside now. But I'm just waiting for my 2-hour sleeper berth. I got probably about 10 more minutes. And then I have enough hours to get over there, because I started just south of Champaign. But we'll see how the rest of this Wednesday is going to be. Alright, I'm in Oskaloosa, Iowa. Looks like they just opened up, so I just backed in the stock. Docked and chocked. Everything's looking good. It's a tight fit in here. But it's better than Chicago. Looks like a normal day. I hope it's Thursday. Probably about 36 degrees out. It's a good fall day. All the leaves are off the trees. It's never ending here. This is Oskaloosa Engineering. Looks like they work on parts for John Deere. Alright, I'm dropping this trailer off. 53075. All done with this trailer. Looks like a nice Thursday. I'm dropping it off here. Oskaloosa. This is Recycling Midwest, it's called. Once I drop this trailer off, it looks like I gotta go to Davenport and pick up an empty trailer there. So we'll see how Davenport's doing. But everything's looking good here. Nice straight trailer. That's the way it should be. This tire rack's on backwards. It's sort of different. Should be turned the other way. But there must be mounting problems. Alright, unhook this one and we'll go to Davenport. I got a bobtail all the way there. It's probably about 2-hour drive, maybe 3, we'll see. Alright. Alright, I'm in Davenport. This is John Deere plant here. Alright, this trailer is 5334. It's a little beater. Vanguard. It's got some skirts on the side. But it's empty. I gotta go, as you can see what I got here. If I can get the camera over there. There you go. That's a little tired. This one doesn't look that bad. Well, I gotta get this one out of here. Get a new one on there. That looks good. Alright. What to do is put the air in the system, hook that up. Already did landing gear. But this is manual sliders here. I gotta leave one door open for the guard at the exit here. Then I gotta go to a waste management. So it looks pretty beat up in here. Side panels all gone. Good old Vanguard. Huh. Good tires. We'll take this over to a waste area, to a recycling place, and then pick that up and bring it back to the yard. That's what they want me to do. Ooh, we got a ladybug here. Liking my color. They'll blow off when I hit the freeway. Well, the other place is about 8 miles away, so hook up and we'll get over that waste management place. Alright, looks like I'm at a recycling place. This here is Davenport, Iowa. Actually recycling everything in here. Huh. Wonder what I get. But I just slid the axles all the way back. See how this works out. But after I load, I go around and weigh, and then I go around and leave. If they close at 3:30, it's about 2:30, so I'm an hour early. That's good. Looks like the birds really like this stuff, I take it. Sifting through the garbage. Birds of the day. Alright, hurry up and wait. Once I get loaded, take it right back to the yard. I'm back at the yard. It's pretty busy here. That's it for 5334. This one here, I tell you, I started running out of air. And thinking it was a Maxxis, but when you run out of air like that, it's usually an air line that would go off, or the airbags. And when you check around, you would actually really listen, because DOT guys will do the same, because once they hear air leaks, then they red tag you. We gotta get it fixed. But you can hear that everything's fine, so you can see how legal I got it. But with an air leak problem, these tires are mounted on this box. This is called a box that slides on this rail here. And when you get an air leak, you want to listen real good, because it'll be your brakes, your airbags, or a line, an air line. And that's, if you're losing air, especially a lot of air, then you're thinking it's a hose. But what you have to do is you have to crawl under here and put your hand on these Maxxis and see if they're leaking. If it's not, then you visually look and see and hear where it's coming from. And you can see this airbag here, blue. It should actually look like this without any air. And they got rubber inside. It's about 3 inches thick, and it sits on the rubber, and that folds right around it. And these are airbags. There's actually 4 of them. And when you look and it's leaking real bad, you have to look for the tank itself, the air tank, and you have to look for the leveler bar, and you have to look at the leveler bar main line itself. And it's real important to do that when you have air leaking out of these airbags. You can't just stop one. You have to stop all of the air going into the airbags. When you have a leak like this, you can't just do one, because it lopsides everything. All the weight will be going on to 3 tires instead of the 4. That's 34,000 pounds. I was 33.8. And plus it's hard on the tires, and it's wear, and you got too much pressure on the other tires. You can blow tires or blow other bags. So you really have to go to the main line going to all the airbags. And doing that, you have to just look and see this tank itself. And this airline tank itself will go right to a leveler bar. And usually the leveler bars are really simple to get to, and that way you could really see how bad it really was. When you lay on your back and you slide under, you can see your tank here. And this is the tank. And that way you can see that when you look at a leveler bar, you'll see that how I have it is I pinched it off so it stops the air from climbing on there. But this is the tank itself, and you have to look and see, because you have this one here for the brakes and this one here is for your airbags. You can see the regulator on there that regulates only the certain amount of pressure it wants. And this one will go all the way to the leveler bar itself. So I'll go on the other side to show you. Going on the other side, you'll see that there's actually a leveler bar. This is a leveler itself, and this is actually all the way to the shock itself right here. So you can see how that leveler works. So you follow the line from the tank that goes to the leveler, and this leveler itself has one goes in and two out, and it goes to a T, and that way you got your front and back axles, the right and left, and you have to find that line that goes from the tank to the leveler bar, and that way you're blocking all the air from coming in. And you go ahead and use the rag and your vice grip and pinch that line, and you have to find it. Make sure it's going to the leveler bar. The other ones go to these airbags. That's these airbags here. And once you pinch it off, then you pretty well disconnected the suspension, and it's a bumpy ride. It's just like the leaf springs kind of days, but it doesn't hurt anything. You can get off the road and get to a service area and get it fixed. And if you lose air that bad, then your red lights go off and everything shuts down, and pretty soon your buttons to pull for the brakes and stuff will get so low, the alarms, that'll pull out at about 60 to 30 pounds. So it's pretty dangerous. So you want to stop that leak right away. And then if you have an airbag blowout, then you have to go and pinch off your main line, not the individual, because I'll upset the whole trailer. Tire wear, plus all the weight will be going on the other tires, and it's really bad on it. But at least I got it back to the yard. But you can see how easy it is to go ahead and get back on the road real quick, is to find that main line from the tank to the leveler, and then right between it you pinch it off, and then once you release it, you'll see the air leaking. It's pretty noisy. So you see that air, it's leaking pretty good. I just gotta clean up my mess here. And that's leaking out of the airbag. But it's all about getting a maintenance slip and get that turned in, that the airbag needs to be replaced. And that's how you do it. That way you get back on the road and you can see the problems that you have with air systems. It really is a complicated thing, but it's just part of being a trucker and mechanically inclined. Diesel mechanic is real good to know when you are on the road, especially long haul, and bring your own tools and your overalls and all that, so you know that sometimes you can't be a driver, it's time to be a mechanic. Alright, back on my feet again. Well, that's how that works. 5334, at least I brought it back. But when I picked it up, I did hear air leaks. And finally just split and blew all that weight I put, because I have a heavy load. It's 79,000 pounds, and I got it at 33.8 on the trailer axles. But that's what it sounds like when you have an airbag leak. But it's cheaper to bring it home and have me fix it. When you replace one, you should replace all of them. It depends on the wear and the age of the other bags. A lot of it's because the rocks and all that roll in there. When you're rolling in the dirt and all that going fast. Dump trucks have that problem. But it's all about getting another trailer here. I gotta take this down to Illinois, so I gotta shoot down there. I got about 3 hours left on my logs. And then I gotta see what trailer that is. I think it's 5340. I gotta find that. And back on the road again. It's Thursday night. Alright, got trailer 5315. Looks like I had to rig this. Put a wire on here. Show you that the cover is supposed to have a lock on this. Doesn't, so I put a wire over that. Wrapped it around. That's the only way to do that. But this is a beater. Looks like it's a utility. These skirts have been flapping a little too much. It's all rippled. Got some bangs on the side here. But got air in it. It's not leaking like the other trailer. Well, it's got a seal on it, so I don't even know if they got straps on it. Well, it's a 5.5 hour drive, so I can get all the way to the rest area, at least in Illinois, right by Rochelle. Got international mud flaps. Isn't that neat? And it's matching at both sides. I got a freight shaker. And I got some rat rod rims. Alright. You see the skirt here has been hit so many times. Wow. It's like going through Wyoming with 70-mile-an-hour winds. Alright. Well, let's see how the run's going to be. I gotta go all the way down, way below Bloomington. We'll see how this works out. The night owls are out. Let's drive to Illinois. Alright, I'm in Illinois. Just right by, I guess by St. Louis. It's actually 55 south to Springfield. And I took 72 over here. It's a little town here. They told me I could break the seal. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's a surprise. No straps. Huh, some chemicals, I take it. Methanine. Huh. Always something. I'll take a picture of all this. That should do it. DL methanine. But it looks like it's chemicals. This trailer seemed to be good. I had to fill up the tire when I was in Rochelle. This one here was 50 pounds. It's supposed to be holding now. It looks like a recap, so I want to make sure that I didn't have any trouble on my Friday. 50 pounds, a little too low. It's supposed to be 100. But I gotta hit this dock here, slide the axles back, and they'll unload me. We'll see what they have for me next. Hope I can get back Friday. Alright, at the dock here. A little windy out. I'll feel it with these skirts. Well, this is Mary Dosia. Weird name. Nice gash. Wow. Huh. Might be another trailer that did that. Alright. Looking good. Well, we'll see what kind of back call they give me. Takes about 5.5 hours here. If you get 5.5 hours back, exactly 11 hours. But there's always something going on when it comes to last minute stuff. Alright, it's about 7 at night. That's it, I did my 11 hours and I'm stuck here for 10. Well, that's it for 5315. I'm gonna drop this one off right here. And then I gotta pull this other trailer out. I'm in St. Charles, Illinois. That's the west side of Chicago. But the traffic was pretty messed up. But I got this one here. Let's see here. That's 5312. I gotta pull that one out and then put this one in. So I'm dropping this one and then switch it. Looks like it's going probably to ND Papers. The way it looks, it's bales. And then I'll probably park over here to just stay here till Saturday morning. Then I have some hours and get back to the yard. So switcheroo. Alright, I just got done putting 5315 here. Went ahead and put this stand on here, so we're good. Chuck the tires, everything looks good. It's all about shutting this door now. And then go to the other trailer, hook it up, and stay here for about 10 hours. St. Charles, Illinois. Make sure I squared the dock. You can see the indoor, how close it is. Just to square it. But it's all cleaned out. Alright, that looks good. Alright. Guess I'm all done here. I think they know what they're doing. They already gave me the paperwork. It's nice that they have a night shift. So they said to be here. Well, they close at 6, but the guy will wait for me. But they got a night shift, so he was cool. Alright, 5315. Now it's all about, well, it's just starting to rain now. Look at that. Yeah, I put my trailer over there. Alright, looks like a rainy night just started. Alright, it's raining pretty good now. Alright, 5312. We put it here and there. Alright, glad hand seals look good. I did my little tuckaroo here because the hook's not there. So if not, I have to use a bungee cord. But other than that, we'll see. I'll probably have to slide the axles up a little bit. But this is the mess. Look at that. And they sure do make a mess here. But I gotta go ahead and strap this down. Alright, all tied down. It's getting heavier and heavier. Oh well, you gotta get used to it. Get dressed for the weather, rain or shine. Looks like somebody likes these wires. I think it's cool to have them dangling on the side. Alright. Put my little pin in there. There. Alright. What's like I got no numbers back here. At least I got lights. But I can leave here at 4:30 in the morning. Really 4:45 when I do my 15-minute pre-trip. These things got buckled. This is a trailmobile. Usually it's the utilities that do that, where you hit the dock so hard that it buckles. At least I got mud flaps. That's alright. Airbags sound good. Alright, looks like I should slide this up a little bit. Want to get it all done before it starts raining too hard. Hope everybody has a good weekend. It's Friday, and it looks like we got a fall back, so we got to put our clocks back an hour when it comes to Saturday night, Sunday morning. Well, it looks like they got me going to Des Moines, so it's John Deere, so I got to do that for Monday. But other than that, it's all about sliding the axles, getting everything ready. Do a 15-minute pre-trip at 4:30 in the morning, and away I go. Alright, well, should make some movies then while I'm sitting here for 10 hours, so all of you can see me on YouTube. Hope everybody's good to go when it comes this weekend. Don't forget to bundle up. Winter is coming, no matter how close the holiday is. Alright, it's Saturday. Back at the yard. This yard's pretty full. But that's it for 5312. It's nice to have this. The other trailer didn't. Well, it's all about disconnecting. Let's see if I can squeeze through here. That was about 2.5 hour drive from St. Charles, Illinois to the yard. That's it. They have to take this over to the recycling place. Probably ND papers. But it pulled pretty straight. New tires. Looking good. We gotta get an oil change, so it's all about disconnecting and taking this over by the shop. Then Monday I gotta go to Des Moines and drop off John Deere parts at the same place in Des Moines. It's probably one of these trailers. I hope. Let's see. Should be right here. I looked at the paperwork. 53054. Don't look like it's either. It's probably buried. But I'll get it Monday. It should be a good day. I'll give you that look. Instead of the bubble look. Before it rains again. But I haven't washed this in a while. It's probably been over a month. Still looks alright. But I hope everybody has a good weekend. Looks like they canceled the Marine Corps ball on November 10th. So when the Marines cancel the ball on November 10th, which they never have, then you know the threat level is very high and something might be happening. The word I hear is November 11th, and some say it's in November 20th in that area. But November 10th is Marine Corps birthday, and November 11th is Veterans Day. Well, we'll see, but that's the heads up I can give you when it comes to big boys and what they're doing when it comes to the home state and homeland security.